What's going on, guys? Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com, and today I'm bringing you my review of the RTR Tactical Performance Front Strut for all 05 to 10 Mustangs. If you're an 05 to 10 Mustang owner out there, whether it's GT, V6, Bullet, or GT 500, I'm sure at one point or another you've thought about upgrading some suspension parts to make the overall handling performance of your pony just a little bit better. If that is the case, then I'm sure there are some days where you want to go out and carve corners, but there are other days where you want a relaxing and more comfortable ride. The adjustability aspect of the front strut actually allows you to soften the damper, that way you get a more comfortable and free-flowing ride, something for more like a daily driver. On the other side of the spectrum, you can actually tighten or make it a little more firm for something like a track day feel for when you're corner carving. So how do you know if it's time to replace those factory front struts? It's definitely a valid question because not everybody's going to want to spend money on aftermarket struts if you don't need to. If you're experiencing symptoms like vibration in the steering wheel, poor steering response, excessive nosedive when you're braking, or excessive front wheel bounce, or even if you're experiencing dented or leaking front struts, then it's probably time to replace those factory struts with an aftermarket upgrade. Another good time to upgrade your front struts is if you have a set of lowering springs or if it's on your build list for the near future. If you are going with lowering springs or you already have lowering springs, then these RTR adjustable front struts are made to work with the firmer and lower ride heights. Ultimately, you'll have a better performing package when you pair lowering springs with the RTR struts I have here today. This RTR option I have here is going to be a direct OEM fit replacement with a superior steel construction. As you can see, it offers a twin tube gas pressurized design with a larger diameter piston to actually offer a better handling performance overall. It was finished with a gray powder coating, so you know it looks good with your suspension while resisting corrosion. Now, when you're shopping around for front struts, you'll notice that there are definitely a wide variety of options, especially when it comes to adjustable front struts. If you go with a non-adjustable front strut, you're pretty much settling for whatever ride quality goes with that option. If you go with the adjustability option, you can really dictate what works for you and what works for your preferences. So what exactly sets the RTR Tactical Performance Adjustable Front Struts aside from the Koni Sport Adjustable Front Struts? Well, according to Vaughn Gittin Jr., professional drifter and founder of RTR, this will actually have a slightly different valving, making it a little more aggressive than the Konis while still offering the same amount of adjustability. Price-wise, you can expect a pretty decent price range out there for all the options on the market. It can go anywhere from $120 to about $250, and this RTR Tactical Performance Adjustable Front Strut lands at the higher side of the market at about $230. Now, keep in mind that that price range does include all adjustables and non-adjustables. You can pretty much always expect the adjustables to land at the higher side of the market, but with this particular one, even though it's a little bit more on the expensive side, you can definitely expect to get the quality out of it. To make the adjustments properly, you will need a proper adjustment tool. RTR does make a shock and strut adjuster tool, but there is one thing you want to keep in mind with that. If you do plan on getting the shock and strut kit, this will be included in the kit for you for no additional fee. If you do decide to get just two front struts or even a single strut, you will have to buy that tool separately, which will be an additional $50. Speaking of front struts and rear shocks, you can get the RTR Tactical Performance Adjustable Front Struts and rear shocks together in an entire kit and knock it out all in one swing. Now, when we get into the installation of the RTR front struts, you want to make sure you have a couple of hours handy because you'll be spending a while in your driveway with the proper tools handy. If you don't have the proper tools handy or you're not comfortable doing this yourself, I would definitely recommend taking it to a mechanical professional just to make sure it gets done properly. But if you are a do-it-yourselfer, you want to make sure you have a proper set of sockets handy and a spring compressor just to make sure you get the springs off the factory struts properly. When it's all said and done, once you or your shop gets it installed, you will absolutely be able to make the adjustments from home. All you'll need is that RTR adjuster tool. When you do have that adjuster tool handy, you'll just turn clockwise to soften and counterclockwise to stiffen the ride. And we typically recommend leaving it right in the middle for your first few rides just to get the feel for it, because then you'll be able to tell how you'd like it from there. You can adjust it to your comfortability. When all is said and done, you'll be spending a couple hours in your driveway if you do decide to do it yourself. I will give this install a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter because it is a little more demanding than a direct bolt-on. Well, guys, that pretty much wraps up my review for today. If you're looking to upgrade the performance and suspension of your 05 to 10 Mustang, try looking at the RTR Tactical Performance Adjustable Front Struts either individually or as a kit with the rear shocks, exclusively right here at AmericanMuscle.com.